Okay, now that we're getting a little further along with the wiring and stuff and mocking up components, we got the the voltmeter pretty well fitted last time, and so let's go ahead and move on to getting some of the ammo counter stuff taken care of. Now the big component here is the IR beam, which is doing the actual counting. But here we've got the big barrel that's going to be in the way, and we need to fit this whole module thingy in. And I'm not sure, since we're not using the actual Strife barrel, we're using the Centurion barrel. Looking at it, it looks like the little stub that the Strife comes with is going to be just the right length to go into the cage and just have enough sticking out to hold on to the IR beam assembly. So I think for starters, let's get the Centurion barrel off, which is secured by a little screw like this on each side. Oops. Now this is the stock cage. This is going to be fitted with a, well, I believe an artifact. Might end up doing something else. Screw boss is in the way here. I believe that is the one that we're not going to use. No, that's the one we're going to use, I believe. No, we will not be using this guy. Correct? That's right there. Yeah, we won't be using this guy. But at the same time, aftermarket cages don't have this little extra snout on the end, so we really can't use that as a real guide. I think maybe we'll trim some of this off the end, try to get it to more accurate, what do you call it, proportions. There we go. I guess it's there. I guess what we could do, I was going to say I was originally going to put the wiring on the bottom, but I think that we might be better off putting the wiring on the top and routing it around, because we still have to fit in this whole guy in there too, which is, I'm planning to make him sit kind of like that. And of course this goes up to the beam, which actually works out pretty good because we can tuck it down like that. There's not really anything else on the other side of the barrel there. So if we put this guy like that, yeah, that'd work. In fact, almost be nice to get a shorter ribbon, since this is designed for a universal application, kind of being able to put things wherever. We have a lot of material here. If we could shorten this down to like maybe there, but then again, it'd be nice to have enough material to be able to split the shells comfortably for servicing or whatever. So if that guy goes over there, he's in like that. Let's put that guy over there like that. This guy here, that guy under there, this guy over like here. Then, let's see, that guy, come on, there we go, that plugs in there. This guy can plug in here, more or less. We'll plug in like that. So that guy sits there, goes there. I'll just stick him out there for the time being. You serious? Mr. Squeaker Toy? Get that out of there. So can you wrap that around the barrel and drop them like that, and then this bends around like just a little more slack. That's right, because this guy needs to go slightly the other way. So he needs to twisty around so he's in the right orientation. Stick him out like that. Guy wraps around the barrel and kind of hugs the IR beam assembly. Right? Now we close that. And this tucks in like that. And shoot. Okay. Okay. Wow, everybody fits in there the way they're supposed to. Okay. That's nice. That was a concern I had. I mocked up some parts earlier and it was just a mess. So, let's see, the power is right here. The power lead needs to go to the back. In the back, so I think it'll have to come up the top and run along the harness with everything else, and we'll just shoot it out the back, because there's really no other way to do it. I think I'm going to try to favor running as much of the wiring as possible kind of through underneath the trigger assembly for all this kind of stuff, because I'm going to have wiring up here for the mag sensor light gimmick. So it'd be nice to have that as simple as possible up here in the top and have everything else running down, because we're going to be having have to keep in mind we have the trigger, the rev trigger coming in down here. So that I was actually thinking we'd have to do some modifying here. So I'm actually going to okay, it's been close to 24 hours, so I think we'll see how this epoxy sculpt did. It seems to be pretty dry. Sure went on nice, and it was very relaxing to use. When you're using epoxy putty, you're kind of tense, like, oh, I gotta get this work together as fast as I can and cram it in somewhere before it, starts to get hard or cures or whatever. That stuff here, you can just kind of manipulate it and push it around and do everything, and it's just very. You could put a lot more thought into what you're doing instead of just, oh, get it on there somewhere, we can always add more later if we need. It was just kind of, it was very nice. It was a nice experience. Look forward to using it more in the future, if it works good. But at least the application was nice. Now, because I'm working around an area, because I want to get this sanded down, but I don't want to risk damage to the surrounding area, I'm just going to run some tape on this area right here because I don't want to booger it up. That actually sounds out pretty nice. So far, anyway. That's very nice. Okay, and that's kind of what we ended up with here. And I'm pretty cool with that. That actually helps blend things together really nice. I really like that. So at this rate, I think I'll be making Epoxy Sculpt a permanent part of my toolbox. So that's really good to know, actually. So now we can do the other side. I think that side turned out pretty good as well. I was able to blend this top piece in a little bit. I finished up this, got this little curve put into where it meets up with this piece, And I think that area is pretty well done. There'll be just a little bit more finishing to do, you know, as we finish up the rest of the body work and just pick up some little scratches and stuff like that. So, but no, I think I'm very happy with the way the epoxy sculpt worked. So I think we're ready to move on. Okay, just had a few minutes to set some internals. We had the window cut out for the voltmeter, and I just used the, where's the other one? The voltmeter has a mounting flange on the back with two holes on these ears, and to locate those, I basically, after I got the voltmeter fitted from behind, I took it out and held it on the face here, marked it and drilled the holes that way. That way I could come in behind, mount it up from the back side, and then run the screws straight through. And these are actually just some more screws actually that came off of this guy that screwed into this little mounting flange thing. Should those strip out or something, I can use, you know, glue some nuts or something to the back of the flange thing and have a little more of a secure fit. But we'll see how that goes during the fitting process. I also got the switches for the voltmeter and for the mag indicators fitted here. And the original holes I drilled were too low accidentally, and so the switches interfered with the side of the shell. And so you'll kind of see a discolored spot here, which is some area that I built up when I moved the holes up a little bit. And those are just push on, push off buttons. One will run the voltmeter, one will run the mag indicator lights. The ammo counter has its own switch, and so it'll operate on its own as well. So that's kind of how the electrical side of things is going so far. We're getting to the point where we're really getting close to just some kind of finished body work and wiring. So we'll kind of see how that goes.